The Green Bay Packers' 2025 season is shaping up to be a pivotal moment, influenced not only by the raw talent on the roster, but by the subtleties of communication and relationship building within the organization. As the NFL landscape evolves, the Packers find themselves at a crossroads, grappling with issues that may not be immediately visible, but are nonetheless capable of derailing a season. The NFL Players Association's annual player survey delivered a sobering assessment of head coach Matt LaFleur's leadership, with his grade slipping from an A- in 2024 to a B- in 2025. While that drop might seem minor at first glance, it's indicative of deeper issues that cannot be overlooked. Players voicing feelings of disrespect during their time under LaFleur is a concerning trend, especially for a team that harbors aspirations of postseason glory. This isn't just about grades. It's about the very culture that defines the Packers and how that culture translates into performance on the field. In light of the feedback, LaFleur took a commendable step by addressing the concerns head-on. His emphasis on improving communication and fostering relationships within the locker room is crucial. The notion of connection, which he has highlighted as the bedrock of the team's success, needs to be more than just a talking point. It must be a living principle that guides every interaction, every practice, and every game. Acknowledging that perceptions vary among players is a critical first step, but the real challenge lies in translating that acknowledgement into actionable change. The Packers front office also made significant moves this offseason, parting ways with several key players from the previous year's roster. The departures of Romeo Dew, Quay Walker, and Rashid Walker to free agency, coupled with the releases of Elgton Jenkins and Nate Hobbs, underscore a strategic reshaping of the team's foundation. Rashawn Gary's exit further signals a commitment to recalibrating the defense. Salary cap considerations and long-term planning were undoubtedly factors in these decisions, yet the underlying tension stemming from player dissatisfaction cannot be ignored. LaFleur's admission that some players expressed frustration with their roles during the season reveals a disconnect that had ramifications on overall performance. Quay Walker's post-departure comments highlight a yearning for better utilization on defense, while Jenkins' concerns about his position change and contract situation point to a clash in expectations. Additionally, Dew's earlier suspension, rooted in frustrations over his role, illustrates just how quickly discontent can fester. While these instances may at first appear isolated, together they paint a troubling picture that demands attention. In response to these challenges, the Packers have made strides to address the underlying issues this offseason. The acquisitions of seasoned players like Zaire Franklin and Javon Hargrave signal a clear intention to infuse the roster with experience and leadership. These veterans not only bring production, but also the professionalism and perspective that can stabilize a locker room that has been among the league's youngest in recent years. The importance of LaFleur's willingness to adapt cannot be overstated. Identifying a problem is merely the first step. A consistent, concerted effort to rectify it is what will ultimately determine the Packers' success. Roster turnover is an inevitable aspect of the NFL, and not every departure is a result of discord with the coaching staff. However, when multiple situations converge to highlight the same issues, it becomes imperative to confront them directly. As we look ahead, 2026 will serve as the litmus test for whether the perceived disconnect from 2025 has been remedied. Improved communication should lead to clearer roles for players, and clearer roles should translate into more consistent performance on the field. The Packers' objective is not to reinvent their messaging, but to ensure that the message is understood by every player in every meeting room and on every snap. In the NFL, raw talent may set the ceiling, but it's the alignment of vision, communication, and execution that ultimately determines whether a team can soar to those heights. Transitioning now, we turn our attention to the next critical development that could shape the future of the Green Bay Packers as they navigate these complex dynamics. The plot thickens as the Miami Dolphins continue to draw comparisons to the Green Bay Packers, and head coach Jeff Hafley isn't exactly playing down the hype. In a recent appearance on Up and Adams, he tackled the notion head-on, embracing the label Packers South that Matt LaFleur has affectionately coined for Miami. This isn't just idle chatter. It's a reflection of a deeper connection between the two franchises that could have significant implications for both teams moving forward. Hafley didn't shy away from the conversation. He acknowledged the nickname, saying, I'm good with that. If that's what he wants to call it, he can call it Packers South. This acceptance is more than just a casual remark. It's a recognition of the growing similarities between the Dolphins and Packers' operational philosophies. With Miami's offseason decisions, the foundation of their franchise seems to be directly influenced by Green Bay's successful model. The hiring of general manager John Eric Sullivan and Hafley himself, both with prior links to the Packers, signals a strategic alignment that could reshape how the Dolphins operate. The connection strengthens with the addition of quarterback Malik Willis, a player who spent the previous season learning the ropes behind Jordan Love in Green Bay's system. This move is more than just a roster change. It's a deliberate step toward adopting principles that have propelled the Packers to success. Miami's front office and coaching staff are clearly looking to the Packers for guidance as they transition from a disappointing 7-10 season to a fresh start in 2026. Yet, while Hafley has fond memories of his time in Green Bay, he made it abundantly clear that once the whistle blows, it's all about competition. I love Matt. I'm grateful that Matt offered me the job when I was a college head coach. I took it, and 2 years later, I got to be a head coach. But I enjoy my time with him, he reflected. It's a poignant acknowledgement of their shared history. But it's also a reminder that when they meet at Lambeau, the stakes will be high. But yeah, when we go to Lambeau, I'm not interested in any of that, but I'll shake his hand and hug him after the game, he added. This duality in Hafley's remarks is worth noting. He's not just a former defensive coordinator of the Packers. He's now the head of a Miami franchise intent on carving its own identity. This season will be pivotal not only for Hafley, but for the Dolphins as they look to establish themselves in a league that's constantly evolving. With the shadow of Green Bay looming large, Miami must tread carefully as they incorporate aspects of the Packers' approach while simultaneously creating a brand that stands on its own merits. For Packers fans, this evolving dynamic is fascinating and perhaps a bit unsettling. On one hand, it's a testament to the strength of the Green Bay organization. Other teams aspire to replicate its success. On the other hand, there's a competitive edge that comes with seeing former coaches and players thrive in different environments, especially when they're looking to take down the team you love. As this rivalry begins to simmer, the upcoming matchups will be charged with emotion, strategy, and perhaps a bit of nostalgia. The storylines are rich with connections, and the games will undoubtedly bring a unique intensity as both teams look to assert their dominance on the field. As we look ahead to the season, the implications of these connections will be felt not just in terms of wins and losses, but also in how each team's identity continues to evolve. The Dolphins may be Packers South, but they have ambitions of their own. It'll be intriguing to see how this plays out on the field as both franchises aim for success in a highly competitive league. What do you think, Packers fans? How do you feel about the Dolphins' moves and their connections to Green Bay? Are you concerned about the implications for our team, or do you see it as a compliment to our organization? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights and analysis on the Green Bay Packers.